my friends. God's blessings upon you. Let's praise the Lord together, my friends. We have all awakened in God's shelter. Now we've come to praise His name together. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, my friends. Sing Hosanna. Hosanna. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Allah in the sanctuary of our Lord's protection and the stronghold of our Lord's defense. With His love, our spirits are illumined as we glorify His name. Our hearts are blessed. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. My friend. My friend. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. My friend. My friend. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone, and it's good to see all of you here. We haven't been here at the center in a while. True. You know, we got hurricanes going on and other things. It's a beautiful day here, though, today. And, you know, Daryl, I made a decision while we were doing the opening song. I got way too much headgear on. I got my glasses. I got hearing aids. I got the mic. It's a lot. But anyway, it is good to be here. But I'm bringing that up because I can't see the people's names on screen, so I'm just going to have to say, in the Zoom at least, so I'm just going to have to say hi, everybody. How you doing? Good morning, everyone. We're so glad you're here. And how you doing today, Daryl? I'm okay. You doing good? Great. Good. And how about you? I was doing okay until you just asked me, and now I've got a little tickle in my throat. I don't know where that's coming from. I know there's some stuff going around. I hope I hope I'm not catching it. I don't know. And I'm going to have to adjust the Facebook camera some. But how you doing over there, Jeremiah?
Did we start your Facebook Live?
Yeah, I started it, but I need to. It's angled badly. I'm a little off screen, and Daryl is just hogging the whole thing. He's just, you know, he just wants to push me out of it. I'm the one that set it up, so it's my fault.
He's the one who said there's something going around.
It seemed fine at the time. Yeah, and you know what else I did not do? I did not grab it, but thank you. Yeah. Now I'm a little more on screen, just a tiny bit the other way. Just a tiny bit the other way. A tiny bit, a little more.
That's good.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that is good, yeah. But I was saying, you know, we usually have a prayer book here to read a prayer, and I don't know, don't need it, because I know the prayer we need to start with this morning.
Okay.
And I'm going to say it right now. O my God, unite the hearts of thy servants and reveal to them thy great purpose. May they follow thy commandments and abide in thy law. Help them, O God, in their endeavor and grant them strength to serve thee. O God, leave them not to themselves, but guide their steps by the light of thy knowledge, and cheer their hearts by thy love. Verily, thou art their helper and their Lord. Yeah, I think a prayer for unity would be is quite apropos. Yeah. Well, folks, as you know, once again, we haven't been here in a while. I just doing a little thing from my home for the Facebook folks, but as far as the Zoom, yeah, this is our first time here. What has it been, a month?
More like 3 weeks.
About 3 weeks, yeah, which is still a long time. And so it's real good to be back here with my brothers here, Daryl and Jeremiah. And when we last were in, we'll go ahead and jump right into it. Of course, we are still studying the book Baha'u'llah and the New Era by J.E. Esselmont. And I got to tell you, Daryl, we're not down to the wire yet. But if the wire has a wire, we're down to the wire of the wire. Okay. Right. We are really, really getting close. And when we are still on the chapter of religion and science, and our last section that we read, the last one that we actually read was on creation, So today we're going to start with, the evolution of man. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, for anyone who needs a heads up, this really is where it gets a lot even deeper as far as the connection between religion and science and how they both have value. So please, Daryl.
Okay, this section, the evolution of man. Baha'u'llah also confirms the biologist who finds for the body of man a history reaching back in the development of the species through millions of years. Starting from very simple, apparently insignificant form, the human body is pictured as developing by stage by stage, in the course of untold generations, becoming more and more complex and better organized until the man of the present day is reached. Each individual human body develops through such a series of stages, from a tiny round speck of jelly-like matter, to the fully developed man. If this is true of the individual, as nobody denies, why should we consider it derogatory to human dignity to admit a similar development for the species? This is a very different thing from claiming that man is descended from a monkey. The human embryo may at one time resemble a fish with gills, slits, and tail, but it is not a fish.
Not a fish.
It is not a fish. It is a human embryo. So the human species may at various stages of its long development have resembled to the outward eye various species of lower animals, but it was still the human species possessing the mysterious latent power of developing into man as we know today. Nay, none of developing in the future we trust. Nay, let me back up. Nay, more of developing in the future we trust into something far higher still. Abdu'l-Baha says, it is clear that this terrestrial globe in its present form did not come into existence all at once, but gradually passed through different phases until it became adorned with its present perfection. Man, in the beginning of his existence and in the womb of the earth, like the embryo, in the womb of the mother gradually grew and developed, and passed from one form to another, until it appeared with this beauty and perfection, this force and this power. It is certain that in the beginning that he had not this loveliness and grace and elegance, and that he only by degrees attained this shape, this form, this beauty, and this grace. Man's existence on this earth from the beginning until it reaches this state, form and condition necessarily last a long time. But from the beginning of man's existence, he is a distinct species, admitting that the traces of organs which have disappeared actually exist in the human body. This is not proof of the impermanence and the non-originality of the species. At the most, it proves that the form and fashion and the organs of man have progressed. Man was always a distinct species, a man, not an animal.
Now, Daryl, I let you go on for quite a while there. Isn't this a little complicated?
It's a little complicated,
Isn't it? But think about the beauty of the creation story, that if you grew up in the Christian tradition, God, or even that poem, I don't remember who wrote the poem about creation.
James Weldon Johnson.
There we go, James Weldon Johnson. Right, same man who wrote Lift Every Voice and Sing. But I mean, he says God was lonely. He got down in the dirt. He took dirt and mud and he formed a man, and he took a rib from, if you go by the Bible story, he took a rib from his side and he made woman, and that and everything else, 7 days.
Right.
And here is Abdu'l-Baha saying no.
It took time.
And we should even go beyond Abdu'l-Baha and say Baha'u'llah, because he's basing his teachings on the teachings of Baha'u'llah. And he's saying that man has always been man, even when man didn't look like man as we know man to be today.
In the womb, that's right.
I mean, when you think of how much time it takes for anything to, as far as in nature, to develop, even if we're talking about something that is seasonal, it's not just like that. Some's faster than others. But again, when you are talking about over millennia, that kind of flies in the face of what would be kind of, fairy tale, beautiful, let's just.
Here's my take on it. Okay, and it's not different from this. It's just that if you go by the biblical story of creation,
Mm-hmm.
we start talking about days.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know where you're going. Go ahead.
And if there is no sun and there is no moon, how long is a day?
Yeah.
A year? 10 years?
Right.
100 million years.
Yeah.
That's a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not totally contradictory as far as I'm concerned.
And the section that we read before, I'm sorry, finish your statement.
No, that's all.
The section that we read before, where it actually talked about creation, there were some things that jumped out at me. That is, whoa. First of all, the very first line in that previous section from weeks ago says, Baha'u'llah teaches that the universe is without beginning in time.
That's right.
No time. I mean, time, is when you think about it as a man-made construct anyway, it helps us mark the passage of, I don't know, time. But and further down, it says the evolution theory does not deny creative power. It only just tries to describe the method of its manifestation. And the wonderful story of the material universe, which the astronomer, the geologist, the physicist, and the biologist are gradually unfolding to our gaze, is rightly appreciated, far more capable, is rightly appreciated, far more capable of evoking the deepest reverence and worship than the crude and bald account of creation given in the Hebrew scriptures. We should have just as much respect and even awe for this explanation, for this scientific explanation of the creation and development of man, as we might have had at one time for a much more simplistic view of how creation came to be and how, as a result, mankind came to be. I think it lifts a lot of weight off of our shoulders, as far as I'm concerned, to be able to accept, yes, the existence of God, the existence of God, the existence of God as the creator, the existence of God's creation, but also accept that, no, it didn't happen like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I took the scenic route to make a point.
Okay. If we, of the story of Adam and Eve, he says, if we take this story in its apparent meaning, according to the interpretation of the masses, it is indeed extraordinary. The intelligence cannot accept it, affirm it, or imagine it, for such arrangements, such details, such speeches and reproaches are far from being those of an intelligent man. How much less of the divinity, that divinity who has organized this infinite universe in the most perfect form and its innumerable inhabitants with absolute system, strength, and perfection. So this story flies in the face of intelligence.
Yeah.
Is what it's saying.
Therefore,
okay. Therefore, this story of Adam and Eve, who ate from the tree, not who are ate. Therefore, this story of Adam and Eve, who ate from the tree, and their expulsion from paradise must be thought of simply as a symbol. It contains divine mysteries and universal meanings, and it is capable of marvelous explanations.
Well, you know what I was getting ready to say is, I wonder how many intelligent people have heard the creation story, from the Bible, and as they matured personally, decided that because this doesn't really make scientific sense, then all of it is useless and pointless. And obviously there's no answer to that question.
Of course.
I honestly think that this explaining of the value of science in understanding, to the extent that we can, God's purpose and God's method, it needs to be respected, and it does not, as we already know and have read, it is not diametrically opposed to spirituality. It is not diametrically opposed to the existence of God, and not diametrically opposed to the fact that we are a part of God's creation.
And not diametrically opposed to religious history.
Absolutely. A good point. Good point. Yeah. So, good point. I'll stop there.
The next section, body and soul. The Baha'i teachings with regard to the body and soul and life after death are quite in harmony with the results of psychical research. They teach, as we have seen, that death is but a new birth, the escape from the prison of the body into a larger life, and that progress in the afterlife is limitless. I need to read that again.
Yes.
The Baha'i teachings with regard to the body and soul and life after death are quite in harmony with the results of psychical research. They teach, as we have seen, that death is but a new birth, the escape from the prison of the body into a larger life, and that progress in the afterlife is limitless. The large body of scientific evidence has gradually been accumulating, which, in the opinion of impartial but highly critical investigators, is amply sufficient to establish beyond all question the fact of a life after death, of the continued life and activity of the conscious soul after the dissolution of the material body. As F.W.H. Myers says in his Human Personality, a work which summarizes many of the investigations of the Psychical Research Society. Observation, experiment, inference have led many inquirers, of whom I am one, to a belief in direct telepathic intercommunication, not between the minds of men still on earth only, but between minds or spirits still on earth and spirits departed. Such a discovery opens the door also to revelation. We have shown that amid much deception and self-deception, fraud and illusion, veritable manifestations do reach us from beyond the grave. By discovery and by revelation, certain these have been provisionally
Theses.
yeah. By discovery and by revelation, certain theses have been provisionally established with regard to such departed souls as we have been able to encounter. First and chiefly, I at least, see ground to believe that their state is one of endless evolution in wisdom and in love. Their loves of earth persist, most of all, those highest loves which find their outlet in adorations and worship.
Stop. What is this saying? I mean, is this saying that yes, there is life after death?
Yes, there is life after death.
Life after death is a spiritual life, not a physical life.
Absolutely.
And that those spirits that have moved on to the spiritual realm can still, on some level, communicate with those here in the physical realm.
Yes.
Next question. Have you ever experienced anything that in your heart of hearts you believe to be possibly messages or communication from someone who is from the spiritual realm? Or something, shall we say, from the spiritual realm?
That's a question that I find very difficult to answer, because how do I know necessarily when I'm being communicated with by something from another?
Well, I mean, just in
plane?
your, I mean, have you ever had any, had any experience?
Have I
have no doubt
strengthens those delivered spirits upon their upward way.
So it sounds like
The measure of agreement between this view, which is founded on careful scientific research, and that of the Baha'i teachings is truly remarkable.
It sounds like to say, the more you love, the better off you are.
Is that
I
way?
mean, it sounds like that. The more you love, even now, our loving memory, love is itself a prayer, supports and strengthens those delivered spirits upon their upward way.
Absolutely.
Ooh. All right. I know you put your book down. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm going to do it anyway. It's been... How could anyone be satisfied with prejudice? Why would anyone try to justify injustice? Can't they see we're all created equal? Why would anyone deny the oneness of all people? I look up to the sky, can't help but shake my head. Better run, stop it. I can't hear the drum. I'm trying, but folks, I'm sorry. Have I ever done that before?
No.
I got to. I have to turn it up. My apologies, folks. How can anyone be satisfied with prejudice? How can anyone try to justify injustice? Can't they see we're all created equal? Why would anyone deny the oneness of all people? I look up to the sky, can't help but shake my head. Better roll up my sleeves, my eyes, cause we got work to do. We got work to do. So much work to do. We got work to do. Got to teach that world peace is on its way. Got to show them the signs of a brand new day. Got to teach them the rich need to help the poor. Got to show them God's kingdom worth living for. I look up to the sky, can't help but shake my head. Better roll up my sleeves, my eyes, cause we got work to do. We got work to do. So much work to do. We got work to do. Take a good look around you and tell me just what you see. You got a world full of people crying out for answers revealed by the blessed beauty over eyes. We got work to do. Can't you see my eyes? We got work to do. We got work to do. We got work to do. Take a good look around you and tell me just what you see. You got a world full of people crying out for answers revealed by the blessed beauty over eyes. We got work to do. Can't you see the heights? We got work to do. We gotta keep on teaching. We gotta keep on loving. We gotta keep on praying. Oh, we got work to do. So much work to do. A lot of work to do, man. A lot of work to do. Well, let's see. Wait, was we? Did we stop? Okay, we're starting with unity of mankind. I think we're going to finish this today. And I say that because I'm going to read kind of fast. Unity of mankind. With the things that are going on right now, this seems almost like it's something that needs to be heard. Unity of mankind. Ye are all fruits of one tree, the leaves of one branch, the flowers of one garden. This is one of the most characteristic sayings of Baha'u'llah, and another is like it. Folks, lean in for this. Glory is not his who loves his own country, but glory is his who loves his kind. That is straight from Baha'u'llah, unquote. Unity of mankind and all created beings in God is the main theme of his teaching. Here again, the harmony between true religion and science is evident. With every advance in science, the oneness of the universe and the interdependence of its parts has become more clearly evident. The astronomer's domain is inseparably bound up with the physicists, and the physicists with the chemists with the biologists with the psychologists, and so on. Every new discovery in one field of research throws new light on other fields. Just as physical science has shown that every particle of matter in the universe attracts and influences every other particle, no matter how minute or how distant, so physical science is finding that every soul in the universe affects and influences every other soul.
I think you need to say that again.
Okay. Just as physical science has shown that every particle of matter in the universe attracts and influences every other particle, no matter how minute or how distant, so I said physical, so psychical science, the mind stuff, psychical science is finding that every soul in the universe affects and influences every other soul. Prince Kropotkin, who I do not know who he is, but Prince Kropotkin, I hope I'm saying that name correctly. Kropotkin?
Yes.
I thought that's what I said. No. I didn't say Kropotkin.
No. That's okay.
Prince Kropotkin.
That's what you said.
Kropotkin. Yeah, Prince Kropotkin, in his book on mutual aid, shows most clearly that even among the lower animals, mutual aid is absolutely necessary to continued life. While in the case of man, the progress of civilization depends on the increasing substitution of mutual aid for mutual enmity, helping instead of hating. The progress of civilization depends on the increasing substitution of mutual aid for mutual enmity. Each for all and all for each is the only principle on which a community can, oh my Lord. Open that book up. Open the book back up. Each for all and all for each is the only principle on which a community can prosper. Each for all and all for each is the only principle on which a community can prosper. We only have one short section left, but looking at the time, I guess we're going to have to save that for next week. I still think we could finish it, but Daryl, but there's so much in this last passage.
We have, and that's all the more reason not to go into the final passage, because you would find it quite difficult not to interrupt. And so we would never. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? We would never finish it, is what I'm trying to say. So,
well, I'm just going to say what the next section is. The next section is the era of unity. And today, looking around the globe and here at home, everyone needs to hear about the era of unity.
I agree.
And so, it is best. I agree totally. We should let that wait until next week.
Of course.
Yes. So
it's going to require some in-depth analysis.
Yes. So with that being said, this is that time. I gotta say, it is so good to be able to, again, I can't see the names on screen there. They're a little too far away. But it is so good to see that we have people joining us and seeing a whole lot of happening. It looks like a lot is happening over here on the Facebook camera, the scrolling comments and so forth. So it's really good to see all of you. And this is that time, as always, that we like to have a time where anyone who would like to offer up a prayer or reading or even a psalm of your choosing, this is that time. And it looks like we've got some more people in the room, in the Zoom room that we can't see. So I don't know if Andy is with us. Is Andy with us today? Andy's not with us today. Okay. Is there anyone who would like to, at this time, offer up a prayer or reading of your choosing? If so, this is that time. I see.
They're not letting us turn on our cameras, so I guess.
Okay, so that's Terry.
Yeah.
So please, Terry, yes.
You can do it now. You can turn it.
All right. Give me a second. Glorified art thou, O Lord my God. I yield thee thanks that thou hast made known unto me him who is the dayspring of thy mercy and the day dawning place of thy grace and the repository of thy great cause. I beseech thee by thy name, through which the faces of them that are nigh unto thee have turned white, and the hearts of such as are devoted to thee have winged their flight towards thee, to grant that I may at all times and under all conditions lay hold on thy cord and be rid of all attachment to anyone except thee, and may keep mine eyes directed towards the horizon of thy revelation, and may carry out what thou hast prescribed unto me in thy tablets. Attire, O my Lord, both my inner and outer being with the raiment of thy favors and thy loving kindness. Keep me safe, then, from whatever may be abhorrent unto thee, and graciously assist me and my kindred to obey thee, and to shun whatsoever may stir up any evil or corrupt desire within me. Thou truly art the Lord of all mankind, and the possessor of this world and the next. No God is there save thee, the all-knowing, the all-wise.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to share?
Tony, I would.
Please.
Can you hear me? O
Yes.
thou, mine Lord, O thou who art generous and merciful, we are the servants of thy threshold and are gathered beneath the sheltering shadow of thy divine unity. The sun of thy mercy is shining upon all, and the clouds of thy bounty shower upon all. Thy gifts encompass all. Thy loving providence sustain all. Thy protection overshadows all, and the glances of thy favor are cast upon all. O Lord, grant thine infinite bestowals, and let the light of thy guidance shine. Illumine the eyes, gladden the hearts with abiding joy. Confer a new spirit upon all people and bestow upon them eternal life. Unlock the gates of true understanding and let the light of faith shine resplendent. Gather all people beneath the shadow of thy bounty and cause them to unite in harmony so that they may become as the rays of one sun, as the waves of one ocean, and as the fruit of one tree. May they drink from the same fountain. May they be refreshed by the same breeze. May they receive illumination from the same source of light. Thou art the giver, the merciful, the omnipotent. Abdul Baha.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you.
I'd like to say a prayer for the departed for my youngest brother who passed away this week. Oh my God, O thou forgiver of sins, bestower of gifts, dispeller of afflictions, verily I beseech thee to forgive the sins of such as have abandoned the physical garment and have ascended to the spiritual world. O my Lord, purify them from trespasses, dispel their sorrows, and change their darkness into light. Cause them to enter the garden of happiness. Cleanse them with the most pure water, and grant them to behold thy splendors on the loftiest mount. Abdul Baha.
Here am I, O Lord of all, O Lord of all that is in heaven. Here am I, O Lord of all that is in heaven and that is on earth. Here am I, O Lord of all, O Lord of all that is in heaven. Here am I, O Lord of all that is in heaven and that is on earth. Here am I, here am I, here am I, O Lord of all. Here am I, O Lord of all that is in heaven and that is on earth. Here am I, O Lord of all. Well, I don't know, I feel the need to take a moment. And again, I want to express my condolences over the loss of your brother, man. That's rough. Yeah, we're glad you're here. We're glad you're here. Moving on. As always, we like to point out that this is a community effort. Now, we're not ministers. We're just part of a coming together of people from different communities who were to, bring you this Sunday devotion. It's our way of trying to share the faith and serve the community. And if you'd like to know more about the Baha'i Faith, there are some definitive websites and sources that you can go to. And I know we've been going months with me saying the same thing about I need a bigger poster, but I'm going to say it again.
They are
Yeah.
www.baha'i.us, www.baha'i.org, www.bahaiteachings.org. And if you happen to be in the Tampa Bay area and log on to the Clearwater Baha'i website, it is www.clearwaterbaha'is.org.
Yes. And also, there are a couple of other, there is the app, Oceans 2, that you can install on your mobile phone so you can have access to not just Baha'i teachings or, the books of the Baha'i faith, but also of all other major world faiths. It's all one huge library, all in the palm of your hand. And you can also install that on your laptop or desktop computer. And I would love to tell you the website, but it wouldn't be right if I could actually remember it. I'm used to not remembering it.
Baha'iLibrary.com.
Baha'iLibrary.com. Baha'iLibrary.com. Yes. Okay.
So what I will tell you is that we have reached a stage in our human development, excuse me, where we are having this tendency to fall apart and fall all over each other, trying not to come together. And what I will say is that if there was ever a time in the history of humankind that we needed love, now is that time. And if you happen to be one of those people who is loved, you are extremely blessed. And the one thing that you can do to make sure that our world doesn't simply just fall apart is to share that love. And that's the only thing I'm going to ask you to do, ever, is to share the love. Thank you for joining us today.
Tony, it's actually OceanLibrary.com.
OceanLibrary.com. Gerald just told me it's OceanLibrary.com. I'm going to just write it in ink in longhand on the poster there. I don't know. I'm just going to. O people of justice, be as brilliant as the light, and as splendid as the fire that blazed in the burning bush. The brightness of the fire of your love will no doubt fuse and unify the contending peoples and kindreds of the earth. Whilst the fierceness of the flame of enmity and hatred cannot but result in strife and ruin, tell everyone you know. We beseech God that he may shield his creatures from the evil designs of his enemies. He verily had power over all things. Let your vision be world embracing. Let your vision be world embracing. Let your vision be world embracing. Be world embracing. embracing. Let your vision be world embracing. Watch over yourselves, for the evil one is lying in wait, ready to entrap you. Gird yourselves against his wicked devices, and led by the light of the name of the all-seeing God, make your escape from the darkness that surrounded you. Let your vision be world-embracing, rather than confined to your own self. These are the words of the howler. Be world embracing. Let your vision be world embracing. Let your vision be world embracing. You all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let your vision
I
be
just
world embracing.
disconnected my mic. So.
Okay. But folks, have yourselves a good week, and we hope to see you here next week. And be the light. Be the light. Take care, folks. Take care out there in